Today we're going to take a look at using Google Tasks across the entire Google Workspace platform. In the last few years, Google has really put a lot of effort into unifying the workspace to be able to be a single integrated platform. And I use it all the time, and many of us do here at Viking, and I wanted to show the team how we can do that using all the different tools that we use on a daily basis. So here is a quick introduction and lesson outline that I used Google AI to create. So we will just follow this here. So Google Tasks is a very simple task management platform. It does not have a lot of bells and whistles. It is actually quite simple. And it's one of the simplest out there, and that's sort of where its power lies. So let's get into creating a new task right off the bat. This is Google Slides that I used to create this title, but we don't need that. This is Google's new AI, which is Bard, but we don't need that. We'll save that for another day. And this is the calendar. All right, let's start here. This is a very simple way to use Google Tasks. Now, there's a couple of ways that I can do this. I can click right on here, anywhere that is open in my calendar. I just clicked right on an empty space for an all-day task. And this will be, let's call it all-day task. And you can see I need to choose task, not event. And I can add a description if I want here, and it's just going to go to my tasks. I could add a time if I wanted to, but I'm going to leave this as an all-day task. And then it goes up here. If I needed to call somebody or do a task at a specific time, I could do this. So I could say, do this task at this time, and it'll show it at 4 p.m. And again, it's also going to go to the standard default Google task list, which is my tasks. There are actually multiple lists. You can make multiple lists. So here, very simply, I have two tasks to do today. One to do anytime during the day, and one to do specifically at 4 p.m. Now, this is not the only way to get into the tasks bar. You can also go to the right side of your screen when you're in any Google tool typically, and you can see that these just came up, and these came up straight from these tasks. So these are related. And the cool thing is I can mark it done here, and you can see it strikes out right there. I can also mark it done here, and you'll see that it will strike it out there. So it's all very much interrelated and all connected, which is really cool. While we are here, let's do this. Let's make a new list, because this is where you can create different lists for different things. So let's say you have a specific job that you want to make a task list for. You can say this is for a specific job, and for this job I need to do this thing, and I can create a due date. This is the same thing that we just did in the last example, just a different way to do it. So it's going to be tomorrow at 9 a.m. and you should see it comes up right there, which is great. I can also do details if I need to remember stuff. Okay, and I can also do something very interesting, which is to add a subtask. And you can do the same thing. You make a date and time. Say I need to do this at 8 a.m. because it's a subtask of the other one. And here it is there. So you can see these are all very much connected, and that makes it really useful. So we have gone over how to create a new task, how to set a due date and time for a task, a reminder. So this is AI, so I don't actually think that we can do reminders, but let's see what we can do here. We'll do another task. We'll do a date and time. So there's no reminder, but what we're going to do is here we can actually set this to repeat if it is a repeating task. We're going to say, okay, if you need a reminder every day at 8 a.m. starting on Friday, and you need a reminder every day, boom, there's that task with the reminder. let's say you have a start of shift checklist or something you just need to do every day at a specific time, you can use this. On my personal side, I use this often to take my supplements, which I need to do at scheduled times, vitamins, things like that. And it's a very helpful reminder. And we've already done how to mark a task as completed. So we'll go ahead and we'll just mark all these complete, and it makes a nice little firework stuff there. That's pretty cool. That's in the sidebar there. You can see we've got Google Keep, tasks, contacts, maps, and these are some non-Google plugins that we use. Actually, yeah, that's Zoom right there. Okay, how else can we use this? So now that we've seen it in the calendar, we can see it in the inbox as well. This is a demo account, so these are just the general Viking emails that go to everybody. And we can see here, even though now we're in Gmail, we have the same sidebar, and we can do the exact same thing that we were doing before. So that is quite easy to do there. That is in Gmail. And the nice thing, sometimes it's nice you have your email up and you can be working on a specific job. Let's say for this case, since all I have is vacation stuff in here, I'm just going to search for all my vacation stuff. And then if I was in HR, I would have to do vacation related stuff. And I could just look at all my emails related to vacation, and I could do all my tasks related to vacation. Right? And so this would be, if you're an HR manager, it would be something like that. Okay. So that's an example how to use it in Gmail. And again, wherever you put in the tasks, it will sync across. So that's great. Unfortunately, there's no standalone tasks list. You can't just see this in a full page, which I really like to see. There are third-party ways to do it, but they're a little buggy, so we'll leave that at that. The next way to do this is actually in, we did Gmail, calendar, Drive that doesn't actually exist. Next way to do this is in Docs, and here we're actually in a Google Docs right now. So what I will do here is, I think we've shown this before, I will turn this into a task and I will assign it right from here. You can see the assignee will be notified by email and see the tasks in their personal task list. So do a task. I'm in a demo account right now, so I can actually assign this to Jack and say, hey, do this tomorrow. And this will now assign Jack a task. Now, this is asking, hey, do you want to share this whole outline with him, this whole document, since he has a task in this thing? I don't really have to, actually. You don't have to, but you can. Usually, if you're assigning a task in a document, you're probably going to want the other person to have access to at least comment or mark it complete. Okay, and the last one is how to do it in Spaces. Now, we have Mail on the left side here, Chat, which we all know how to use Chat, and then we have Spaces, which I don't know if some of you have, I'm sure, used it, some of you have not. So let's create a space. And a space is really just like a room, like a team chat that's specific to a specific topic. So I'm going to create a space, and I'm going to give it Google Tasks Demo. And I'm going to add Jack to it. Okay, so we have somebody to assign tasks to. And here is that space. Okay, now I think we have gone over this in a previous episode, but here you can add files, but this is really what we want is the tasks. So now you are adding a space task. So if I add a space task, and I say, okay, do some space task. It's the same thing. It's just a task, just like any others, and it's just that you're creating it from this space. I'm going to assign it to myself, the demo account, and I'm going to add that. Okay. Now, let's see where that comes up. Let's see, vacation stuff, there it is. It just went to my default list, do some space task. Now, I can mark it done from here, and it should automatically mark it done there. There it goes. That's done. So that's really how you do it. Between Gmail, Calendar, and Docs, they are all integrated and very easy to use tasks across the board.